Hi, today I'm going to show you how you can make a keto version of Greek yogurt at home. So the key to making this recipe keto is that instead of just whole milk, we're going to use 4 cups of whole milk and 1 cup of heavy cream. That reduces the carbs by 20% since you have 20% heavy cream, which has 0 carbs, and bumps this down to about a little bit under 7 grams of carbs per serving, which is a serving being a full cup. Now, the hardest part of any yogurt making is just heating up the milk and cooling it down. Not that it's hard, but that it's tedious. So you have to do this in a double boiler like I'm showing you here. And I just want to show you what it looks like at various stages as it heats up. It takes a really long time to heat this up. I just use a small pan and a small bowl, and you actually want it to go slowly because if it heats up too fast, you're going to end up with a grainy product. So it takes me about 45 minutes for my milk and cream to heat up to 180 degrees, which is what we're looking for. It starts to look gross, there's bubbles, it starts forming a skin. Just ignore that. You're going to remove all that and don't worry about how gross it looks. Once it's 180, we set it aside to cool. It needs to cool down to about 110 to 100 degrees. And once it's totally cool, that gross thick skin is going to form. Go ahead and remove that. Make sure you get all the little bits out. And now it is cool. We have to add something that turns this milk and cream into yogurt. So either a yogurt starter, which you can purchase online, just like a little powdered packet, or if you've already made yogurt, you need some of your previous yogurt. I use about 5 tablespoons. Take a little bit of your cooled milk out, mix it into your yogurt. This starter should be room temperature, by the way. So take your yogurt out of the fridge for about an hour before you do this. Mix that little bit of milk into the starter and then dump that thing into the rest of the milk and cream. Stir it up so that all those good bacteria start working. All we do now is dump it into the yogurt maker. If you have an Instant Pot, you could use that. I don't have one. I just have this Dash yogurt maker, which works really well for me. It was about $20. So I just pour all that into the container. All the yogurt maker does is maintains the temperature for a set period of time. There's no settings. It's either on or off. We put the lid on, pop it in, and I always set a timer for this because I'll forget what time I started it and what's going on. So I set it for 8 hours. Since this recipe has a lot of fat in it, it's actually going to be ready sooner than a lot of recipes. So I always set it for 8 hours. I check it and it tends to be done. If I let it go longer than 8 hours, I'll end up with a sort of grainy product, which actually tastes okay, but it's just not visually appealing. 8 hours later, I come back to test to see if it's done. You put a spoon in it. If it stands up, it's good. Okay, so it's ready. And now I have to drain it because I want Greek yogurt. So I have to drain out all the liquid. This is a strainer that I got that I just love. So I don't have to deal with cheesecloth or coffee filters, anything like that. I dump everything into the strainer and you put it in the fridge for between 12 and 18 hours. So that means that this does end up being sort of a long process. I usually heat my milk up first thing in the morning. By around dinner time, I'm ready to strain. And then in the morning, I have Greek yogurt ready to go. What we have now is plain, unflavored keto Greek yogurt, which is disgusting. The best way that I have found to sweeten it is a Truvia product. It's like a little natural sweetener. They keep it in the grocery store just with the sugars. And you're going to want, for each cup of yogurt, you want 1 teaspoon of this Truvia sweetener. So it is a really, really good recipe that keeps you able to eat yogurt and stay in ketosis. And once you have the sweetening in, you can add in whatever you'd like. I hope you try it and I hope you enjoy it.